Hey, so we're back again. We'll see if this one works. If not, we're just gonna go for it and I'll post it later. But yeah, I'm gonna be coloring this page ink. For this is for the black costume of the Art Warrior, the ninja with paintbrush nunchucks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay down a base color first. So we're gonna go. I learned like because this is my third no this is my like sixth little 8-page chapter for the series, and I've printed 2 issues for it so far, and I've learned in the printing process that I really need to lighten up my colors because when they get printed they're way more saturated. The page, the ink just soaks onto the page more. So we're gonna go a little bit lighter than what I usually do, just to in hopes that the print page will have the effect. There we go. Have the effect that the color effect, because it got too hard to read. It just looked too dark. So I want to make sure it's readable and I don't lose the details this time. There we go. It's been a little while since I've been on Photoshop. Been doing a lot of. Let's make this multiply. There we go. I've been doing a lot of After Effects recently. Whole bunch of After Effects stuff. Ooh, that looks good with the blue. I tell you what, man. Fuck, that looks great. I need to threshold this though, real quick. That's why like the colors are kind of different. There. Let's try that. Adjustments. How you all been, man? It's been a while. I mean, that's not a good question. Hope you're staying safe. Let me know what you've been doing to like pass the time. You know, that's a better question. I need to threshold this so we get more. Yeah, see what it did to the lines right there. Immediately better, but it's a little too dark. But I think that's fine. We'll make it work, especially with the colors. We can make that work. There's so much detail in this page. Like, there's a bunch of monsters in it, so we're laying down a base color. It's probably gonna be like blue, and then this statue here of the woman, she's holding a bird. She's probably gonna be like orange when I just lay down the color base. Usually I'll block out more solid colors with it, but for this, we'll even go yellow. Fuck it. No, let's go with this red orange. But for this big panel, it's going to be a lot of glowing stuff because they're kind of in a cave. So a lot more glow that's not solid holding lines. Gonna get my lasso. Gotta use 2 hands to make sure my fucking shaky ass hand doesn't go everywhere here. Feels good to be doing this again. Like, it feels kind of native. Like I do a lot of. I did a lot more digital coloring and just kind of like work like this a lot more past couple of years, but way less this year. It's nice to like just kind of get at it again. It's been a minute. There we go. I'm just gonna outline her and then it'll turn. We'll fill it with that light orange color. I think that'll work just to give me a good contrast starting out. Push her forward, kind of give her a focal point. Then have a lot of other color hues going out. I think that'll be dope. A lot of glows. If you ever read the comic Hard Boiled by Frank Miller and Jeff Darrow, kind of the colors like that. Not the recolored one, with the old school colors, the original colors. That stuff, that kind of glow, neon glow to it. I love Dave Stewart. He's one of the best colorists ever, but like some of his stuff is hit and miss in recent years. He's a fucking pioneer, but in recent years, like he does paint jobs that I fucking love. Some of my favorite coloring. Then there's other ones where it's just like brown, you know. Cartoonist Cave Fade kind of talks about it a little bit, but it's like because the Hardboiled got recolored and he recolored it, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be awesome, and then they just like whoever was running the reproduction of the reprinting of this comic was just like, I think they made the decision. I don't know if it was him, but who's ever in charge was like, let's go brown. And you just lost these really cool, like I said, like neon pinks and blue, like Blade Runner on acid kind of colors. It was great. But that's kind of the feel this cave is going to get. Some torches are going to light it, but there's going to be a lot of statues. Want it to tell like this planet's history all in one shot, kind of as because there's a hole and you fall into this cave, and as you go down, like look down the cave, I want you to kind of be able to read this planet's history in one panel. Saves me storytelling, you know, like you can show don't tell. I think that's the one that we usually refer that to, but yeah. I'm excited to color this page, man. I'll be honest with you guys, because this is more like fun coloring, and rather than like, man, how the fuck do I want this lighting to work coloring? I say that now, but I bet like halfway through this, I'm gonna be like scratching my head, like trying to figure out how to get some of this coloring to work. That's okay. It's part of the process, but I think I'm gonna get some really fun stuff out of it. At least I hope, you know. Who knows if I actually do? It's part of art, dude. You fail. I mean, saying half the time is being so fucking generous. But like, you can have everything in control, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. You can screw up on a piece, but it's just about making them. You got to make piece after piece after piece, man. You got to put in those hours. At first, you know, don't do it forever, but like, you got to learn how to do that shit. And that takes time. It just takes time and practice. And depending on where you live, you got time right now. I'm in one of those places where I got a little bit of time because I'm just chilling. So I'm gonna chill and make art with you guys. Sounds like a fun plan to me. So this shouldn't take too long. This is kind of like the boring fucking, it's just outlining stuff at first. Oh, here's the bird. It's kind of like a vulture thing. I gotta fix that leg a little bit, but like he got stabbed with a sword. He has one arm. He's kind of wingless. Here's his beak, and she's holding him like a baby. But yeah, that's kind of what this piece is gonna be. The focal point of this piece. There's an epic battle that went from orbit down to underground between this bird and my main character, who's a ninja. So this bird like starts out bad, but his journey may not stay that way throughout the period of the comic. Oh man, you know, I like made a big fuss about getting that neck perfect earlier, but now I'm like just going through and grabbing outside of it, because I usually try not to like make mistakes, or like I don't go back over shit unless I really have to. Case in point right here, trying to talk and draw at the same time. I got self-conscious of what I was saying, man. It screwed me up. But usually I try not to do too much of this. You don't have to be perfect. Like, again, you're making so many pieces. You can't put the perfect little fucking curve here and there in everything. You'd like to, but you pick and choose, you know? It's kind of like, I think somebody was talking about Frazetta. It was Frazetta. Frazetta does it so well. Even in his like oil paintings, some of the like 3 objects in the painting get these detailed focus, beautiful rendering in it, and then like the rest of it, There we go. Is kind of sketchy. It's not fully put like rendered. He doesn't put as much time into it, and it's like he's one of the best to ever do it. And he you don't want to like focus on everything, you know. You want to give your audience something to focus on because it can just be too much, you know. And as I say that, as like I go insane with colors 24/7, but it's true. Hope you're gonna have some good holidays here. Like I don't know, like Christmas and like Halloween hit harder this year just because like in like good ways because it's like, ooh, Christmas time or Halloween time. You know, I really got into it. You know, a lot of people in my neighborhood did too. Like they've been going out all out with all the decorations and shit. Man, I love it. It's fun to see that stuff. Chaskis. There we go. Yeah, I think I may have to go through later on and like lighten up some of these lines just with an eraser because there's a big contrast. And I was using a different pen. I think it was either a different pen or these because these are two different drawings, and I think it was a different scale. And I just scaled it up so you get different width of the line by doing it that way. Or you know, we'll see what the colors can do on top of it. You know, I'm not gonna fret about it too much because I'm just excited, man. This is gonna be fun. I like to painting glowing shit is always so cool. I've been watching like a lot of Warhammer miniature painting recently, and they do such great jobs at doing like the glows from like weapons and other shit, man. They're so good at it. It looks 3D, yet it's just a two-dimensional paint job. I love it. Like not 3D as in like because it's a miniature, but like it looks like it's a genuine light source. You know, it's so real how they do that reflection of it. So we're gonna try to throw in some of that stuff into it too, as well as like the hard boiled comic. Hard boiled the movie was good too, man. It's, John Woo and Chow Yun Fat. I think guy who did Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Man, that movie is wild. It's just like double guns blazing the whole time. Like motorcycles and double guns, man. Those are crazy times in action movies, martial art action movies. It's a pretty wild one, man. I've been kind of getting back into like watching some of the old school martial arts movies. A big one that I want to rewatch that I haven't been able to find is Once Upon a Time in China. I want to say it's that one. It's either the first one or the second one in that like trilogy that Jet Li did. Oh, dude, there's one of them. That story, like amazing choreography, like good whole, like the wholesome, really good story. Man, those are where it's at. You know, I mean, as a martial artist, I'm kind of like always in love with that shit. You know, but things change, man. You don't get those martial art that style of martial art action movie anymore. You know, like the choreographed, like I mean, MMA changed the game. You know, it changed the fight game and the visual presentation of fights as well. You know, now it's all like MMA based, which is cool. Like I think you could get a really like. There's probably a martial artist out there somewhere who's gonna make like the MMA based style with the choreography of those old school kung fu films, like the more traditionally trained ones. You know, like the Jet Li's and the Jackie Chan's and the Shaw brother guys. That whole those groups, man. You'll get somebody who's gonna combine those pretty soon if it hasn't already happened. and I just might be ignorant to the whole thing. Ah, man. My line's getting squiggly. I gotta use two hands again. Maybe not. Well, here. That's what she said. Here we go. Don't have to. Yeah, using two hands. There we go. Way more steady line. Kachowskis. Alright. So we're getting closer to cutting out this statue. We're like down toward the legs. Most of it's been lassoed. I almost said lassoed. You gotta use your lasso. Lassoed. Most of it's been. God damn it. Most of it's been lassoed to that point. I've been reading a bunch of comics recently. I have a small, like, compared to my collection, I have a smaller stack of like comics that I actually haven't gotten around to reading. It's less than you would think, but I got around to reading most of them actually, and I enjoyed them. There's none that really stood out to me, but like art wise, I feel like I learned a lot. Like there's just some cool things that I being able to connect the story with the art that I had seen before. You do learn new things. If you just look at the art, it gives you one layer of context, but then if you look at the art and the story, those visual images kind of they definitely do pick up a different meaning, but like you can learn even more when you understand what they're trying to convey, because unfortunately artists can't always convey what they really want to that well all the time. You know, sometimes it's swing and a miss, even with the best. That's always a challenge, you know, is like getting this to convey what this sees, and getting what this to see like clear and coherent enough. You know, it's something you got to train. Like it's like getting those the visuals of what you want to do. It's hazy, you know, but you can get it clearer and clearer. And the more you work on that, it's never going to be the same. It's never going to be exactly what you have, but you can get those ideas out faster and work with what you do really have easier. Just my thoughts on it. I do like this rubble in this area right here. This is a cool little area right here with the bricks and shit. Good drawing by me. Congratulations, past Scott. I'm proud of you. Oh man. I've been doing a lot of inking. That's what it's been recently. I've been doing like a shit ton of inking. Like traditional inking, so I haven't been on the computer as much. It's good to switch, but there is something about like inking definitely takes me less time than coloring. I think for most people that might be flipped. I don't know. The way I do it, like a lot more is told and said through the colors than the inks. But you still don't want to lose them, you know, because you don't want to lose anything. It's a visual medium, and you don't want to lose the visuals. You know, it's kind of like the anti. It was that Alien versus Predator 2 movie where they made the movie. They put filters on it to be darker than it was, just because like the Alien Predator thing looked so bad. They're like, oh my god, we have to put this in. Nobody, the audience can't really see this thing because it doesn't look good. As opposed to like the original Alien, where the audience didn't really get to see much of it, but that thing still looked fucking terrifying. You know, that was absolutely like pee wetting pants inducing. You know, seeing that original fucking thing. But it's like the opposite for this. I want the audience to see more of the undercage. I want them to see as much as they can. And with dark colors, you kind of lose these ink lines. We want to keep them because they don't look terrible like the Alien Predator hybrid thing. not to dish on the movie. I enjoyed it the first time I saw it, but it was a step up from the fucking PG-13 first Alien versus Predator, but still nothing great in my books. But you know, maybe the movies is not the way that franchise continues. The comic books published from Alien have been and Predator have been incredible. I don't know in recent times if they've been super good ones, but they have a history of solid fucking comics. I don't like this part here. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm lassoing. I really hope you can, or else it's just like agonizing waiting for this shit. But it looks like it's all lassoed. We'll fucking give it a shot. Cut. Oh, ketchup. Oh, it's still not working. Hold on, guys. G. Why can't I do this? What is going on here? Oh, I'm on the wrong G. Here we go. Ah. Haha! There. There's the orange. I mean, like I said, I don't know how the colors are necessarily going to react. There we go. I don't know how the colors are necessarily going to react with the paper. But I don't know if I want it to be like that. Okay, we're going to drop the saturation a bit. Bring it down. It's just all about playing with it. Somewhere around there for that. Yeah, that looks better. It was just too hard of a push and pull initially, so you had to kind of fix it. But let's cut out this bird real quick because that's another important element. We're going to go either way. We're going to go there. Yeah, it's a little bit squiggly, noodly. I'm not the proudest of this illustration, but you can fix it in Photoshop and make it look pretty. I try not to have noodly bad, like, inked final drawings, but sometimes it happens. And that's why you have Photoshop. And if you don't have Photoshop, you have a white acrylic paint. It does the same fucking thing. Yeah. Sometimes you make mistakes. Happy mistakes, but mistakes that, since you have to do this, like, in a professional manner, that, like, you just can't let go. You gotta fix. Other times you can let them go. But you always keep the magic of Bob Ross with you at all times whenever you're making art or just living life, because the dude was fucking radical and knew what was up. And if we all lived like Bob Ross just a little bit more in our lives, not my lives, the world would be a little better place. Probably. I would assume so. You know? Dude, Wendy's has tropical berry lemonade, and it's fucking bomb. Like, seriously, dude. Oh yeah, you guys can't see the lasso, man. I'm sorry about that. It's a long time waiting. I thought, to be honest with you guys, I thought I had already done this, laying out these colors on this page already, but here we are. So I apologize. It shouldn't take too much longer. So like I said, we're only laying down just like a couple things, and then we're gonna glow everything, because making shit glows is awesome. Alright, so I'm just gonna pull out the bird, kind of like Dark Crystal inspired, like by the villains of that film. And then he's getting impaled by a big ass sword, or like color paint sword. So it's gonna be all groovy and psychedelic color. That should be fun. I think we'll just try to do as much of this panel as we can tonight, and leave the other panel for probably like tomorrow or something. We'll see. But I at least want to get this guy done, because this should be badass. You know I'm hyping it up too much. But that's okay. Sometimes you just gotta believe in yourself. Or whatever those fucking Sesame Street kids said. Ka-chow. Oh yeah, because here's why. The knee should extend out to here, and his little calf muscle should extend out to. You can't see anything, so I'm trying to draw in the character, like outline this bird with the lasso, and so, sometimes I gotta make decisions to like follow the lines or not follow the lines. And in this bird's leg, it looks like there's a chunk that's missing, and there shouldn't be. So we're just gonna color that in. You'll see, and I'll kind of go back once the color is thrown in. You guys can see that. There we go. And sometimes I just draw outside of the line because my hand shakes like a son of a fucking bitch, and I just got to deal with it. Laughing also makes that difficult. You know, it's probably what it was, but it's okay because it's a fun time. We're all having a fun time. That's what making art is all about. Another executive decision. You're gonna see it when I throw in that color. Just making his leg a little bit beefier, so it's not like just a mound of scribbles. Because you don't want to. I mean, unless you're like fucking Charlie Brown, you had that friend that was like scribbles, all scribbles. Scribbles don't look good when you're trying to make a cool comic. Or cool. I mean, and then I say that and I think of like Uzumaki, which is just spirals. That's a fucking amazing manga. It's probably like, I don't know. I don't feel like I want to collect much Junji Ito after Uzumaki just because I feel like it's this definite masterpiece. Like nothing else. I don't think there's gonna be. It's gonna be hard to write another manga that's as just fucking bone chillingly terrifying as that series is. Because the really cool thing that I like about that series is like it it starts out as like kind of almost like an anthology, just like these seemingly unconnected short stories of like how spirals just effective like spirals start invading this town and how each spiral affects each person in a different way, like body horror type way. But then, like towards the second half of the book, he starts to weave it all into like one cohesive narrative, and it's really cool. Like I think he set out initially with no plan to make it this just overarching story, but he was able to really make it all come together really well. The end just the reveal is fucking wicked, man. If you like Lovecraft and Cthulhu, that shit is for you. It's probably the closest thing I've ever read. I don't read Stephen King. I've only seen the movies, and so I don't know. But like, when it comes to like just chilling shit on the level that like Lovecraft is, Junji Ito is like one of the only people I can think of to really capture that same fucking dread when you go through that book. So check it out if you haven't already checked it out. Cartoon Network's getting a fucking not Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. There was a terrible live action. I don't know, terrible. It didn't look that good. I didn't see it because the trailer didn't impress me that much, unfortunately. But there's a live action version of Uzumaki that came out a few years ago, 3 to 5 years ago. But now, like next year, 2021, Adult Swim is doing an animated version of Uzumaki, but like it's done the way I think you should do animated adaptations for certain things. Like they're taking the panel and the layout, the exact layout of the panel, and just animating the panel. So like I think that's the right way to go because like unless like there's a reason to change the layout of a scene, just go with what the panel is, like almost exactly. For most of it, you know, there's definitely reasons why you want to change it, but like people want to see some of those scenes, and I think The Boys does a good job of like covertly sneaking in scenes, you know, with a different story. But like Uzumaki looks closer to a 1-for-1, just animated body horror, and I'm excited. It's hard to do. Like a lot of people have tried to animate his stuff and make films with it, and it's hard to do. But this version that they're coming out may be one that I will enjoy more, and I hope so. Okay, so we're super close to throwing the color in on this, so you don't have to like just keep seeing the close up or something. And then we'll go from there and see what I want to do from there. What do you want to do, Scooby Doo? Alright. Yeah, he's already that color. Chapow. Okay, cool. So that's what we're working with. I think I might actually change these colors. So let me just grab this orange. I'll grab whatever that guy is. Z. Shit. Hi. There we go. I like that a little more. That's a little bit more cool on the statue. I wanted a glow, but the other one might have been too much. I think either way we can make it work, you know. This will be a good neutral. Neutral to work from. Just give me a moment. Want to check something? Nope, that's okay. Right. Alright. So, yeah, let's go ahead and. I'm just going to throw a blue over this guy too. So I can visually kind of know. Maybe more of a purple? Alright, let's go with this purple. I like this purple more. And this purple will do this scene more justice, and you can't see it because that layer is not on multiply. There we go. Yeah, I just want to have it like a cool color scheme, you know. We're gonna gradient her up first, though. Oh, here. We're gonna. This is. You can see the hole at the top now. Oh, wait. Well, look at the bird. So you can see in here where the orange kind of cuts through, and usually I try to be a lot more precise following the lines, but on the knee, you can see it kind of cutting through, and on his like knee and calf, you see the color cutting through and making the outline. And we'll even go through and fix the line art for that right now, because that just does not make me a happy camper. I remember why. Here's why. There's like a foot. I like missed the proportion a whole lot, and that thing that I'm erasing right there, that I just erased, that was a foot. I had fucked up the leg really badly, and I just redid it because I didn't have my paint near me, and I was like, I'll just Photoshop it. Sometimes you be a little bit lazy when you have the Photoshop. I'll be real with you. Not the best habit, but it's not the worst habit to fix things on Photoshop. But I do want to keep some of these lines because there is some fingers in there. And there's some folds to those fingers that I actually really like, and I don't want to lose those. So let's see what I can do. Cut that out a little bit better. Just cut a lot of these fucking feathers out. Not super happy with them. I'll take that. That's working. Alright, so now let's make that. That thumb needs to be cut back a bit. Got it here, and we'll grab this. Want to break free. Queen was a rad fucking band. So now I'm just gonna throw the black back. There we go. Make that knee just a little bit more pronounced, but we're gonna switch my brush. I'm using Kyle T. Webster's brushes. I'm gonna use the Cartoonist Comics. If I can find it. I just had it and then lost it. It's called the blah blah blah. Gleam Comics. There we go. I just get a crispier edge with this. It's less. It mimics the ink lines better, the natural ink lines, rather than the just go-to circular one that I usually use. Just a bit crispier. Like the crispiness. Just trying to accent these feathers a bit more. Give it a bit more shape in there, you know? Eagle claw. Same thing in this foot, you know, where I just erased that line and kind of bumped that orange out a bit more. So make sure those lines reflect it. You at least want them to do. Two. Yeah, look at that. That's a cooler, sharper talon. It'll do. There we go. I think it just reads way better now. Yeah, we're even gonna throw more of this digital inking in through the bird right here, through the rest of them. We're gonna punch them out a little bit more. I usually don't do this much digital inking, but I feel it's necessary. We want long feathers in his legs. If I do short feathers, so like kind of how I did on that first feather, instead of long ones, it's going to make his leg actually seem shorter. Right now, that's the worst thing I want, because the issue with this leg initially, little secret for you guys, is that it is too short proportional. I've foreshortened it incorrectly, and so I need to like kind of trick the viewer to think it's longer that way. So I want to make sure I have long lines in it. We do want to give him a good kneecap. We are the knights who say knee. Somebody did a badass like illustration with like this crazy like fucking towering freaky like tree type knight thing. But it looked like an exaggerated knight who says me. And somebody posted that in the comments, and I just laughed so hard. I was like, thinking it's the most epic thing, and then like this other guy's just seeing the knights who say me. I was like, yep. We all perceive the world just a little bit differently, to say the least. Yeah, like that. Oh yeah. Just giving it more of a flow, you know? It's hard to cheat BS. You know, like say if you fuck up like the direction of your lines initially when you first ink it, it's hard to like get a good flowing piece out of it. You want to make sure all of these lines kind of have a unity to them. They're all going in a like with this leg, it's kind of true surging up, a repetition of direction within the grouping that you're looking for. You know, I think that sums it up pretty well. Got to do some training. I love training. It's been a while since I've done training too. And it felt really good. My punches, it's going to take a while for my punches to get back up to where I'm like feeling super good with them again. Just because I have high expectations of myself. be honest, but I'll get there. It's just going to take more really intensive long-term practice. And I'm down with it. Get down with the sickness. Except the sickness is the training. The opposite of the sickness. I don't like those lines right there. There we go. These are coming out better. Oh, I know why I did it that way. That's okay. There's a lot of colors that are going to be bleeding off him into the hand. I didn't want the line art to be super solid right there. But I definitely needed something to kind of indicate the difference between the feather, where he stops, and where the hand begins, and the feathers kind of help do that. Because it's the underneath, so it's actually really heavy with shadow. So if you don't put any line holder, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense right there. There we go. I mean, that's feeling a lot better. Let's just hope it looks better long term. Sorry, it's been a while. So I've done this much talking. Yeah, look, he pops so much more. Oh, even from back here, you can really see him now. I like that. Alright, let's make her fucking cool. You know what I'm saying? Let's make her dope-tastic, like swag-tastic, awesome. We're gonna start with a gradient first, though. Go back to our fuzzy brush. The fuzzy Fonzie Bear, whatever he's called. I don't like that. That didn't work the way I wanted. Go. Pasty down a little bit. Maybe. Okay, cool. Yeah. Except I think we're going to throw a little bit of red right here. Not red, maybe fuchsia? Fuchsia? No. Orange? Orange. Yeah, orange. So a little bit more blue in there, though. I don't like the way that was looking. A little bit darker blue. I'm liking that more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Except I think maybe it should arc this way. And so right now it's arcing this way. You want to make it arc this way, I think. Could be totally fucking wrong. We'll find out. Oh, that's not the color I want. But I do like that color for like a shadow. That would be a cool shadow color for sure. This, come back there. This, up a little bit. Blew up just a tiny bit up to there. I like that. That works, I think. One thing I also do is I'll go here, we're going to combine these two layers. I'll kind of do like a color, kind of just swing through the colors a bit. It looks good on different kind of color aspects. Then that one I don't like because I want to keep it light on top. So I kind of like this one a little bit more. Let's play with our layers a little bit. Like that. Yeah, that looks... I think that's closer to what I want. We're going to detail him in a little too, actually. Not a whole lot, but just enough. That way, I can kind of figure out what I need to do with the colors. Like how warm to make them, how cool, what value to throw in, to make sure that the audience's eye still stays with him. There we go. Nope. Let's try this. Wow, I'm just having a bunch of difficulty. There we go. Okay, cool. That's all I was trying to really get to. And play with light and or shadow. We're going to see which one I like more. For that, we'll go back to the comics. A little bit of light. We're going to really fuck with the color on this, but at least it'll give me, I think, something close to what I'm looking for by the time I'm done. And if not, shit happens, right? That's whole motto. There we go. That's, I don't know if you guys can see that one too well, but I like how that's popping. Like Mary Poppins. Oh yeah, you can get a little bit of color there. Merge these. So we can pump up that color a bit. Too much contrast, but that's okay. I wanted to have a little bit more contrast than what it has now. So let's actually just throw in a multiply layer. Let's do a little bit of shadow. We'll go with the big fucking spooshy sponge. Cut back some of that. There we go. That. Yeah, I like that more. Gives it more, definitely more three-dimensionality. Grab this guy. We're gonna make his claws just a little bit fancier. Or lighter, at least. Hop more with the scenery. I started watching Jandy Tarkovsky's Primal. Oh my god, it's hard to watch, dude. That show is fucking intense. intense, but so good. I got like 2, 3 episodes in. It's one of those. I feel the same way about Breaking Bad too. It's just one of those that like takes me a little while, just because it's like it's heavy shit, and I can't take a lot of that like in one go, dude. Like I don't like as much as I want to finish uh, Breaking Bad. I don't think I ever will, just because it's like I can do like 15 minutes, and then I'm like I feel like I'm about to have a heart attack, second-hand heart attack, just because of what I'm feeling for all these people. Like I just I can't keep going through it. There we go. Throw a mask on this guy, lighten him up just a little bit. A little bit more of that contrast. Like that. Cool. Then we'll go in. Let's do a little color adjusting. So I'm going to do a color adjustment on his beak. Probably his talons. We'll see what else I decide to do some adjustments with. Definitely the beak though, yeah. Give that yellow. Goldish feel. Give him a pink old tone. Like pink, but like saturated. There we go. We're just gonna lighten up his eye just because it looks weird in shadow. That's better. Grabbing some of his talons now. So I think we want to go with that more goldish look too there. Like something like that. I don't want it to be like too. I want to keep him mostly the same kind of color, so he reads easy. Reads fully, almost is a better word, but you know, like that. Go through, change the color of the sword. Can't. Wrong button. There we go. Let's toss some ice blue up in there at the tip. Not the tip. It's getting punctured actually. That place. Yeah. I go ice blue and then white. Didn't look as cool as I thought it would, but I'm fucking keeping it. Yeah. Try something. Just a little bit of the edge. There we go. Better. Let me throw in some like green highlight. Yeah, that yellow. Yellow highlights. Let's make them edgy. Green comics. Make them edgy. You want edgy highlights. No fucking fuzzy highlights. These are the only types of highlights we allow in our highlight club. Edgy highlights. But that would lead to catastrophe, because sometimes you need more than just edgy highlights. Sometimes you need the soft touch. So you gotta be open to everything, right? I'm digging this though. I'm having fun with this one. Change that just a little. No. Wrong one. Change that up a bit. Not quite like how it cut. Like almost like how it cut. But not. Oh, there we go. Let's get the white, the tiniest bit of white. Tiniest bit of Betty White. Yeah. That pops way better. Alright, let's add some shadow into her now. Let's make her more three-dimensional. Maybe like less colorful too, man. I don't know, part of me is going like, maybe the light's too hard on her. So let's give it a shot here. We're gonna change it up. We're gonna go to that, but we still need to throw in them. Gosh dang. Oh, dude, I had the perfect purple. I think it's this guy. No, might have been this guy. We'll try this guy for those shadows. Let's see if this color works. I feel like it may. That's too purple though. Is it this one? Might have been this one. That doesn't work. So that's a downside to that brush. It doesn't have as much pen pressure. So we're actually going to go to a different brush. Comics background. Comics letter, actually, sorry. Comics letter is what we're going with once I get all my fucking ducks in a row. There we go. And this is why. Get some pretty good color fades out of it that look more natural. So let's just go in. Let's have at it. I'm going to stay more down here, kind of near the bird to start off with, just because I don't want to go with this purple for the shadows up there. Once we get closer to the yellow, it'll redden up a little bit. I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to remember. I heard like the best like shadow advice ever, and I can't remember exactly what it is. Is like if your light source is warm, your shadows are going to be blue. So we want blue shadows. So maybe it would be more greenish, but right now I'm working with a more purple shadow down here. So we'll probably blue it up as we get higher up. But yeah, that's it. Like if your light source is warm, your shadows in blue. If your light source is cool, your shadows are significantly more red. Not everything that source has said has been completely accurate though, but that one sounds pretty sound. I would be more more inclined to trust that one over some of the other things I've heard them say, but we're all right and wrong sometimes, you know? You can be the expert and be wrong sometimes. As long as what you're saying ain't hurting you or anybody else around you. Or something like that, dude. I really don't know anymore. I think all of us are just a little fatigued out. But man, I'm loving how these folds are going. Ooh, look at that. This is boss ass folds right there, I tell you what. We do need to throw down just a little layer there. There we go. That's better. Just darkened it up just enough for me. But yeah, I mean, I love this brush, this background or this letter, because it gives you such a great, like, controlled wash in the pressure. It's really fun. Cool, let's go to the other side for a little bit. I'm gonna throw in here. Yeah, so yeah, on this one I lost track of where that hand, like, where my perspective was a little bit. I'm gonna go in something like that. That feels okay. We have to force the perspective more on this side, because the hand is actually kind of more here. As this one arm is like here, while the other one's more out here. So we're on the arm that's going more straight forward, so you have to cut the shadow of it a little bit harder to make it believable. Which is why we did have something like that. Oh, and I need to just like fix up that thumb anyway. But that helps. I like that. Cool. There we go. It was just reading a little too hard. That thumb really does need to be fixed though. Shoot. There we go. Thumb man to the rescue. Oh, no, needed that one. Let's get rid of some of these guys too. I trust and believe in me. Let's remember which fucking brush I needed. Okay, Clean Comics. Here we go. Let's try that line again. There, that's feeling better. Feels more contained now, you know. Cool. It's a bit wonky, but we're going with it, guys. We're going with it. like that. It was a meme I saw. There was like one artist saying like, I always draw one hand way bigger or smaller than the other one, and then the next panel, that same like character rendition of the artist with the weird hands goes out into public, and you see a text bubble that says, "Ah, a fellow artist," and the character who's saying that is somebody's eyes who are all sorts of fucked up. Dude, I have both of those on a daily basis. Getting two hands to be the same size or two eyes to be like really like correct. You should always try to make them as correct as possible. You can fudge it sometimes if you know how to do it, but try to know what you're doing as best as you possibly can, you know. That goes with everything. Everything in life. Yeah, that splatter that I had done initially with the sword and the paint, just really that idea did not work out in my favor. That's okay. We're gonna do, so we're gonna ink in all the stuff that's below it, but then we're gonna do some transparent paint colors over top it, and that's how we're gonna move forward. So you're only seeing about half of what's gonna be fully present. When we get to the final page in this little area. Yeah, we may fix that more, but I think right now we'll go with it. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I mean, all of it, it's just a process of fucking with it little by little, you know? To be totally honest, we'll chisel away at both. What are you even going to do? This. No. That's not what I want. We're not going to worry about fixing that yet. Oh, no, we can't. I have an easy way to fix this. Alright, sorry. Yeah, we're fixing this now because this really bugs me. Whoop. Green. There we go. Throw a little bit of yellow in there too. This could bite me in the butt later, but right now we're going to go with it. Just with like how I did the panel stylings on that. Grab a little bit of peach. New layer. P. Let's go back to that background letter. And we're going to do some highlights. Yep. We're going to make sure we have the opacity set for on so we get these cool ink wash effects. My worry is that I over render this. You gotta start somewhere, you know. This is gonna take me a little, just a minute, but you gotta start somewhere. And sometimes where you start is like not what it looks like. Sometimes it really takes a long time of noodling the last minute details to really get it to where you want. So just remember, things change, my dudes. It's okay. You know, it's alright. Too much on that. That's okay. It lagged out just a little bit. Hopefully I'm not lagging out on you guys. I think that was my Photoshop and not my Wi-Fi though. I like one of the hands, not the other one. And now I'm kind of like we're okay with both. Sorry, man, that was a big yawn. My bad. Let's do a little bit more shadow. Go back here, pull that purple. Let's go bluish. Let's see what a little bit of blue does. I kind of like the blue and the blue. Shit, I liked that. Screwed up though, that's alright. Pulled the cord. Screwed myself up there. That's alright. Yeah, I like this blue with the purple. I think I may go red as we get a little higher, but we'll see. With the shadows. Ooh, that's looking cool. Cooler. Liking what I'm seeing there. I'm gonna balance that blue gradient a little bit more. There we go. I like the purple, but I gotta be real with y'all. I like the blue even more. We are gonna. There you go. Okay, cool. Just had to do that little fix. I'm trying to think about how I would lay in the colors here because I kind of. Let's bring this in here. Approach it from a different angle. There we go. I like now that's turning out. Yeah! Now it's taking a 3D shape in those shadows for sure. Alright, we're gonna go. I made a new multiply layer just in case I fucked this up. I'm just kind of cutting out the basic shape that I want for the shadow. Seeing if something like that will work. Maybe if I cut it in a little bit. Yeah. You go super dark with it. A hard shadow. But we may actually do that. We may do a hard shadow, just not as far away. Something like that is really calling out to me. Yeah. Let's fuck with that a little bit. Cool. Pulled it out just a little bit extra. Just that way I had some extra little bit of wiggle room to play with it. I'll cut it in however I need it. Put it in or out. And then I can just toggle that layer on and off if I don't like it. I'm going to leave it there to give myself like kind of the base idea of it, you know? But I don't fully like it yet. Maybe because this isn't hollow enough, like not hollow, but like edged out enough. Let's see here. See if that helps at all. Probably gonna help a little bit, but not enough. A lot in that kind of darker recesses. Here. Here. It's getting there. It's getting there. And maybe just a little too much color for my taste. Like too much saturation. But somewhere real close in there, you know? Yeah. Like that. It's not hitting my eye as much, you know? It looks a little more stony. Those highlights are a bit much. Let's see if we can bring them back just a little bit. There. There's the bird. Bird. Bird is the word. Oh, fuck. Oh, I don't know. That feels a bit more cohesive as opposed to like A, B. We're gonna go with this one. Just, you know what? We're not gonna go with that one because we didn't copy it. We don't want to fuck up. Now we're gonna mess with it. I don't know how that's gonna read, but like it looks like it fits better now. Let me try to do something. Let's see if we can fudge it just a little bit. That may take me back to a point, same point before. It's like it's too much. We're just gonna leave it as is right there. I have both of them, so if I don't like it, I can go back and change it. Let's go and throw probably some more. Now we're gonna go a little bit more red with these shadows. We're gonna go higher up on her now. Got the correct brush selected. Do you like the choice of red there? I think it's gonna work well. Oh, that's a huge brush. There we go. She looks a little too fleshy. And my goal is to make her look. Oh, she looks badass though. I'll take it. We're just gonna keep fucking going because this is yielding some cool results. Some other results where I'm like, it doesn't quite look where I want it to look yet. We're getting close, man. Sitting in some strands of hair here. It's kind of coming across. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll totally take it. Yeah. We're gonna go a little bit more purple here. I don't know. Let's go back to that red. Let's see. I don't know how it's gonna react with the other colors, the gray. Well, I'm sorry, I just not where I was expecting it to go, but kind of really like where it went. Oh, I like that red hue it kind of has. Back here. I think our harder shadows are still going to be with the purple. So let's actually go back to that purple. We'll go back to this layer. We'll make another layer and multiply. So like these shadows, yeah. Or maybe blue. Let's try blue. I like the purple, but that blue worked really well that one time. No, I like the purple. It's not as hard as the blue. We're trying to affect it upward, you know. We're gonna get somewhere. This is gonna be more trial and error than anything else, but that's okay. This is not a predefined character. This is just kind of a one-time statue, so I get to define it now. And we're gonna have fun with that, being able to define it now. Oh no, I probably needed that way. There we go. Okay, cool. Switching back to the red again. Yeah, the red's working for me. I may zoom out and be like, what the fuck was that thinking? The red didn't work at all. But until then, it's coming along. It's becoming something, you know? It's definitely not nothing. Cut in this a little bit more. Then we'll throw some of that purple back to that. Throw some of that purple. That's red. Throw some of that purple into here. Just in certain points. Just a little more of a bite down there in that section. And feel more foldy. Close, but I got too detailed, so let's go back. There we go. Now there's like a crease or two through here. Rad. That's feeling more comfortable to me. Woohoo! Cool, okay, let's just keep going with that red then. But I do like the idea of throwing in the bluish purple for those shadows. That works well. So we're going to kind of mid-heat map it out. And then we'll add the magentas in. And not magenta, the purple's in. The purple is magenta, but that's not the base we're going with. All works except for that little spot. So we're going to try that again. There we go. Let's ease that back a bit through here. So it is going to get lighter. I think it's supposed to get lighter. Hopefully it's starting to kind of like three-dimensionally take more shape for you. That's the goal, at least, of filling in these red lines. That's feeling better. Yeah, there we go. Woo! Hell yeah. Back just a little bit. Maybe more than I thought. Yeah, that's way more three-dimensional. Has three-dimensionality to it now. Throw in the purples too. So redden up this area a little bit. I'm feeling it more. Okay, cool. Now let's throw in some purples. Let's do a new layer. That way I mess up. I don't lose anything that I like really like. Case in point. Put more of our purples in there. If I can get my pen to read. There we go. Pull this guy instead. Yeah. I don't know. I think I really like that. We gotta do a little bit more to her head, but like her shoulders, feeling good to me so far. Put it that way. Okay. Cool. A little closer. Red. Some more red. Cool. Kind of thinking like Barry Windsor Smith a little bit here. Let's go into these little feather type things. That and some Yoshitaka Amano from Final Fantasy. So if you're getting those vibes, you're on track. You're picking up what I'm putting down. I used to have like this big ass wall poster of it was an amazing, beautiful painting from Yoshitaka. Like not, it was a poster, so it wasn't original art, but like Vampire Hunter D painted poster by Yoshitaka Amano, and I cannot for the life of me find it. This was like many years ago. I think I got it when I was like in middle school or some shit. But like, man, it was that's one thing I wish I still had. Wherever it went, didn't stay with me, that's for sure. That's alright. Found some pretty dope art other places. You win some and you lose some. Get it? Because it got lost. Well, I sold it and don't remember it, you know. I kind of like, I grew up in that phase where it was still just barely, by like a couple years, where it was still not cool to like read manga or like be a nerd, and then like a couple years after I got out of high school, like just by a couple, that culture really changed. It was I think I was a senior when the first Iron Man came out, so when we got really heavy into nerd culture, I was kind of already out of it. Maybe I was a senior. I don't know. I was like I said, I know I was at the tail end of it all. Just gonna keep it there. No. Cool. I like that. And now we're gonna throw in a couple like highlights. I guess that's what you can call them. Like really light yellow to start with. We'll go back to that. Not that one. Comics. Nope. I mean my clean comics. Just laying in some highlights. You can tell what we were doing. Just laying them in. I think that the issue is she's supposed to be stone. The color of the stone on her skin, oh man, that's starting to really pop. The color of the stone looks more like skin than it does statue. So we'll have to mess with it a bit, but I mean, I like what I'm getting. I like what I'm getting. A hell of a lot, actually. Giving it some highlights to pop that out. I'm gonna kind of feather these edges a little bit. So they still happen, but not. There we go. I need thinner strands. Let's try that again from further away. There we go. Just highlighting the tops a little bit. And then a bit of color. There we go. Ah. Highlights really make things pop when you get them in the right spots. Like that. Let's try that again. Get a little bit of our right here. Try that. I can dig that a little bit better. Come back to this. Comics. Leave that there for now. We'll probably go through noodle with that a lot. But for right now, we'll just leave it as is. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Let's see here. Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, that looks radical. Well, cool. I think I may just save it for there today. I think that part is looking essentially done. You know, and I have to do more work around it to get the feel of how I would want to continue. But I like that for where we're at. Thanks for checking in. I should be back with more videos of these coloring things on the regular. But yeah, have a good night, morning, day, whatever you want to call this. Catch you guys later. Bye.